Hi there. It's November 6th, and we are on day 311, or through the Bible in 1 year. And today we are doing Matthew 24. It's um, it's Jesus's account of what's going to happen in the future. He knew, okay, Jesus was wisdom personified, and he knew what was going to happen in the end times. He always did. Okay. Now we've read this account already in Luke 21 and Mark 13. Matthew 24 is the most popular version of the end times prophecies. So let's read it. It's just this one chapter today. So, destruction of the temple predicted. As Jesus left and was going out of the temple complex, his disciples came up and called his attention to the temple buildings. Then he replied to them, "Don't you see all these things? I assure you, not one stone will be left on another that will not be thrown down." Signs of the end of the age. While he was sitting on the Mount of Olives, the disciples approached him privately and said, "Tell us when all these things will happen, and what is the sign of your coming at the end of the age?" Then Jesus replied to them, "Watch out that no one deceives you, for many will come in my name," by doing that right now, saying, "I am the Messiah," and they will deceive many. You're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not alarmed, because these things must take place, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise up against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. And all these events are the beginning of birth pains. Persecutions predicted. They will hand you over for persecution, and they will kill you, and you will be hated by all nations because of my name. Then many will take offense, betray one another, and hate one another. Many false prophets will rise up and deceive many, because lawlessness will multiply. The love of many will grow cold, but the one who endures to the end will be delivered. Right? This good news of the kingdom will be proclaimed in all the world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. We've got tribulation. So when you see the abomination that causes desolation, right? That's the Antichrist standing in the newly built temple, proclaiming to be God. Spoken of by the prophet Daniel, standing in the holy place, right? Let the reader understand. Then those in Judea must flee to the mountains. A man on the housetop must not come down to get things out of his house, and a man in the field must not go back to get his clothes. Woe to pregnant women and nursing mothers in those days. Pray that your escape may not be in winter or on a Sabbath, for at that time there will be a great tribulation, right? The kind that hasn't taken place from the beginning of the world until now, and never will again. Unless those days were limited, no one would survive, but those days will be limited because of the elect, right? That's Christians. If anyone tells you then, "Look, here's a Messiah," or "over there," do not believe it. False messiahs and false prophets will arise and perform great signs and wonders to lead astray, if possible, even the elect. That's us, okay? Christian. Jesus-following Christians, okay? And there's a lot of false messiahs and false prophets out there today, okay? That do great signs and wonders to lead astray, if possible, even us, the Christians. Take note, I have told you in advance. So if they tell you, "Look, he's in the wilderness," don't go out. "Look, he's in the inner rooms," don't believe it. For as the lightning comes from the east and flashes as far as the west, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. Wherever the carcass is, there the vultures will gather. Right? When Jesus comes back for the final time, everyone will see it. Everyone, okay? No one will have to tell you, "Hey, Jesus came back." No, you'll see it. The coming of the Son of Man. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not shed its light. The stars will fall from the sky, and the celestial powers will be shaken. Then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in the sky, and then all the peoples of the earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. He will send out his angels with a loud trumpet, and they will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of the sky to the other. Right, all of us. Parable of the fig tree. Now learn this parable from the fig tree. As soon as its branch becomes tender and sprouts leaves, you know the summer is near. In the same way, when you see all these things, recognize that he is near at the door. I assure you this generation will certainly not pass away until all these things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. Okay. No one knows the day or the hour. Now concerning the day and hour, no one knows, neither the angels in heaven nor the Son, except the Father only. As the days of Noah were, so the coming of the Son of Man will be. For in those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day Noah boarded the ark. They didn't know until the flood came and swept them all away. So this is the way the coming of the Son of Man will be. 2 men will be in the field, one will be taken, one will be left. 2 women will be grinding at the mill, one will be taken, one will be left. Man will be, the 2 men in the field will be taken, one will be left. Wait, Son of Man, okay. Missed a line there, huh? Won't be that. Therefore be alert, since you don't know what day the Lord is coming. But know this, if the homeowner had known what time the thief was coming, he would have stayed alert and not let his house be broken into. This is why you must also be ready, because the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. Okay? Faithful service to the Messiah. Who then is a faithful and sensible slave, whom his master has put in charge of his household to give them food at the proper time? That slave, whose master finds him working when he comes home, will be rewarded. I assure you, he will put him in charge of all his possessions. But if that wicked slave says in his heart, Master is late, and starts to beat his fellow slaves and eats and drinks with drunkards, that slave's master will come on a day he does not expect and the hour he does not know. He will cut him into pieces and assign him a place with the hypocrites. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So there you go. That was Matthew 24. Lots of stuff. And I have done studies on this, and there are videos on that. I mean, you can get really, really deep into this, especially if you combine it with Luke 21 and Mark 13 and get all the different, versions of it and opinions of it. And it's worthy of study, okay? There's a lot of stuff in Revelations that talks just about this, okay? They told John what would happen too. They told Isaiah. They told Daniel. Okay? They even told Moses, I believe. This story, this timeline has been in place since the beginning. Okay? They always knew what was going to happen, when it was going to happen, and why it would happen. Okay? Everything's all laid out. So, there you have it. And tomorrow we are doing Matthew 25. Okay? Parable of the 10 virgins, the talents, the sheep and the goats. Lots of parables. So, there you have it. That's day 311, I think I said. But catch up on any may miss and give us a like if you think about it. Tomorrow we'll continue. See you then.